Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 2 and another life mission set in Whittleton Creek, Vermont. And today we will be taking care of the Finger on the Pulse challenge, which entails killing or smothering Janus while disguised as a nurse during his checkup. So for this one, what we'll be bringing with us is what we've brought with us for most of these challenges, which will be our ever trusty lockpick, our silenced pistol, and a vial of egmatic poison. So upon achieving this challenge, we will also get the Become the Nurse discovery or feat for disguising ourselves as the nurse. We will get the mission story and apple a day for basically infiltrating into the medical checkup, and we will exit via the clocked exit, which is by the sealed off construction site area. So right from the start, off the bat, what we're going to do is make our way past Nolan Cassidy's house, and we are going to acquire ourselves a disguise, a few keys, and our first two clues. So straight down past Nolan Cassidy's house, we will find the exterminator van, and behind the exterminator van we will find the exterminator. So we're just going to sneak up behind him, render him unconscious. We're going to collect the two keys that he drops, drag his body into the bushes, and take his outfit. So with that all achieved, we're now going to make our way into James Batty's garden using the key we just collected, and we're going to make our way along the side of the house just past the fumigation machine here. We're going to pull out our silenced pistol, and we're going to take out the camera on the side of Nolan Cassidy's house, just to save us a bit of time later on. So with that done, we're going to make our way now into James Batty's shed, where we will find our first clue and the means to uncover our second clue, being this shovel right here. So the first clue is just on the table in the corner. That's our legal documents acquired. We're going to make our way from Batty's shed over to the frog habitat area, and just past the bird houses we will find a prompt on the ground where we can dig up a cigar box. And once we have that cigar box, we don't need the shovel anymore. So we're going to vault our way back into Nolan Cassidy's garden, being aware that there is a patrolling guard around, who is actually we wait for. But while we wait for him, we are going to put our egmatic poison into the fumigation machine, just in time for our patrolling bodyguard to arrive. And we're going to render him unconscious. We're going to hide his body in the bush next to the fumigation machine, and we're going to collect his gun as well. We'll drop that in the bush as well, we don't need that. So next mission will be to take out Nolan Cassidy, and what we are going to do here is just wait for his arrival in the house. And once him and his bodyguard are fully inside that kitchen there, we're going to trigger the fumigation machine. That's going to make everybody in the house sick, and everybody on the ground floor will vacate via this rear door here, except for Nolan Cassidy, who will make his way into the bathroom that is just to our right, you can see there. So we're just waiting for everyone to vacate. There's about 5 guards we need to leave. They come out in a group of 3 and 2, usually. Sometimes the very last guard lags behind a little bit. So we're going to make our way into the house and into the bathroom, and we're going to wait for all of the guards to basically make their way completely out of the garden into the frog habitat area, where they will all poison the frogs. And then we are free to drown Cassidy in his toilet, full of his own vomit.
Nolan Cassidy is down. Good work, 47. Janus awaits your attention.
So once Cassidy has been dealt with, we're going to make our way into the kitchen and take care of the surveillance system before exiting the kitchen via the window and back onto the main street. And we're going to put our suit back on because I don't like running around looking like someone from a pandemic. So with our suit reacquired, we're now going to make our way down to the construction site at the far end of the map. We want to grab the newspaper that's just to our right on the floor. Anubis, the newspaper, you are forgetting? Yes, there you go. So this newspaper is going to come in quite handy, but if you have any other melee weapon that you can reuse, by all means use that. So continuing on down to the construction site in the far corner of the map here, and we require ourselves a key which we can get from the construction worker just ahead of us there, you can see, but we need to wait for the guard who is on our right there to be facing in the right direction or moving away from us before we throw our newspaper into the bushes. That's going to attract the attention of the construction worker, and when he comes to investigate we can render him unconscious without being seen and leave his body in the bush right there. We're going to collect up the key he drops. That's the key we need for our exit, and we're going to retrieve our newspaper. With that all taken care of, we can now move on, and what we're going to do now basically is take care of our third and final clue, because getting that after the Janus kill might be somewhat tricky. So what we're going to do is we're going to take care of the third clue via the Marsden's house, or the Mason's house, I can't remember what their name is. So we're going to lockpick the garage door, and we're going to make our way inside and lockpick our way through the door at the back of the garage and down into the basement. And on the far end of the basement, past the drum kit and that, we'll find another locked door which we will lockpick. There is a key directly behind us, but why bother? We're on a roll with a lockpick. So inside the small room here, we will pull the book to access the secret tunnel that leads to Janus's basement. I recommend using instinct at this point to see where the guard is, but I can see on the mini-map that he's just moved off, which is the ideal position for him to be, so we can make our way straight inside, grab the photograph from the filing cabinets and exit the basement without him ever even knowing we were there. So we're going to retrace our steps back through the tunnel, back out of the garage of the Mason's house, I believe it is. I can't remember if that is their real name. And we're going to make our way now over to the creek shed. And by the creek shed you can see there is a police officer, and behind the creek shed we will find the nurse feeding the ducks. Now you can use the bicycle bell that's just to our right here to get his attention, but you can also get the attention of the police officer. So I've decided to use my trusty newspaper to get the nurse's attention. He's going to come over to investigate, and when he does we can render him unconscious, and we're going to drag him into the shed and hide his body in the closet provided. And we can leave our newspaper there, we don't really need that anymore. So once we've got our nurse into the shed, we're going to hide his body in the crate and take his outfit, and we're now all fully prepared for the finger on the pulse challenge. So we're going to make our way to Janus's house, and we are going to approach the front door. It's a good idea to leave your gun in the shed, because we will be getting frisked at Janus's house. I've forgotten to drop my gun, and I only remember just as I'm approaching the house. But luckily for me there is a handy bush nearby, so we're just going to run there quickly and drop our silenced pistol. So what we're going to do now basically is approach the front porch here and get frisked.
Sir, if you want to come through, I'm going to have to pat you down. This'll just take a sec, sir.
and this next section will be extremely dialogue heavy.
All right. Good job, sir. Thank you.
New guy, huh?
The regular guy is indisposed. I'm here to take care of Mr. Janus.
All right. Just ring the doorbell. Someone will be with you in a moment.
So we're just going to follow instructions here and ring the doorbell, and Janus himself will come and answer the door. So like I said, this next section is a very dialogue heavy. We're going to have a conversation with Janus and a conversation with his bodyguard, and then another conversation with Janus. If he ever comes to the door and answers it, that is.
Woof, those shoes.
Who are
Function
you?
over fashion, I guess.
Where's Lafayette?
He's not well.
Well, hopefully it's something serious. I wouldn't mind if Lafayette was replaced permanently. He's an insufferable bore with a room temperature IQ. But if you're the new guy, you'll need to be on time. I have a busy schedule, you know. You have a very distinct face, my friend. Eastern European, am I right? But more than that, a refined mix of cultures. You look almost like an artist's rendering of the perfect man. I knew a man once. A doctor. He would have found you quite interesting.
So all we've got to do now is follow Janus up into his bedroom, where he's going to take some oxygen and we're going to get bullied. Or someone's going to try and intimidate
back to
us.
this thing. I'll just spend a few minutes with the inhaler to fill my system with as much oxygen as possible before we proceed to the bathroom for the health
Hello,
check
sir.
itself.
Well, Mr. Janus fills his lungs. I'd like a quick word with you. Please, come with me.
So now we're just going to follow Janus's private bodyguard out into the hallway, and he's going to try and stamp his authority over us and lock us in the study.
All right, new guy. I know this looks like a relaxed operation, but I run a tight ship. Nobody gets alone time with Janus unless I know them, and I don't know you. So here's what I'll do. I'm going downstairs to run a security check on you. It should only be a few minutes. In the meantime, you wait in the study. We'll lock the doors and my men will make sure you don't accidentally wander off. I'm sure you understand. Please, wait in there.
So we're just going to follow instructions right now and make our way into the
47,
study.
you have to find a way out of there. I can't possibly construct a viable ID for you in time. I'll have Miss Hall remotely interfere with their search, but we can't keep it up for long.
So all we have to do basically is access to the attic via the attic stairwell
Well, that was
and jump
certainly
out
an
the
interesting
window.
turn of events. Still, no rest for the wicked, 47. You could probably slip back inside and give Janus his health check while his bodyguard is busy. Just be mindful of the patrolling guards.
So like Diana suggests, we're just going to make our way back via a clockwise route through all the rooms around the central corridor until we get back to Mr. Janus here.
I'm back. I suggest we go to the bathroom now.
All right, let's go then.
So what we're going to do is basically retrace our steps back to the bathroom, being aware of the guards, but they are very easy to get past. You can use the doors for cover and that as well, but they tend not to be facing in these directions, which is why I've picked this route. So once we're back into the bathroom, we're just going to wait by this gurney right here, and eventually the old man will make his way into the room. He will lay down and we can begin the health check, and we're going to listen to him have his conversation. And towards the end of the conversation, we will kill him. It's quite simple, really. So once this old timer has finally managed to get himself in a comfortable position, we can begin the health check, and you can kill him at any point from now basically, but we're going to listen to what he has to say.
You remind me of someone I met a long time ago. A young boy in Romania.
Tell me more about this boy.
Ah, the boy. I remember his eyes better than anything. Ice cold, defiant. Maybe it was the nature of the project itself that led me to dislike him, but I felt nothing but disappointment when I looked at him. What a waste of resources.
Project? What project?
It was all based on one madman's pipe dream. Create an army of super soldiers through genetic manipulation. Somehow, he had managed to impress my superiors, and they had provided him with effectively endless resources to be wasted on foolish ideas and experiments. The project was idiotic. The subjects were erratic, unreliable. Why build an army of reckless super soldiers when a handful of well-placed spies can do so much more for your cause?
What became of him?
Oh, I don't know. Dead, I assume. In the end, we had his mind wiped. All the boys underwent the same treatment. I didn't follow the subsequent cleanup process, but from what I understand, the doctor and everyone else associated with the project is long gone.
I see.
Yes, well, enough reminiscing.
Yes,
Are you
enough.
about
I
done
think
here?
it's time
Almost
to
done.
end you. So it's a nice quiet kill. And there goes Janus.
At last, the actions of the first constant catch up with you. Death feels like an easy way out for a man like Janus.
So once we've exited via the window, dropped down off the ledge, we can make our way to our exit. So that will get us the Finger on the Pulse challenge. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.